Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. We're excited for today's video. Beer's courtesy of Michael. Thanks so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. It's the third beer I've had from this brewery and the second in this series. It's electric, Slurp, Cicles, and this is raspberry black currant. I think it's just Currant, not Currant. I've heard some people say it Currant, but I think it's just pronounced Currant. And Marshmallow Sour Ale. I thought I had the ABV. My mistake. Raspberry. Oh, it just says that. And this just under. It's like almost exactly 2 months old at time of review. California. Yeah, this one there was. Maybe I saw it online. I want to say it was like 6%. Anyway, let's get into it. It's like frickin' blood, man. Did one more check. Didn't see ABV. Yeah, that looks that looks like smoothie style blood. There is a head there. It blends in quite a bit with the beer, but it is. I hope the camera's picking it up. It has a very deep pink purple color of the head, whereas the beer itself is much more purple, a little bit of pink mixed in. So it kind of makes sense with that the head would be a little lighter, some more white mixed in. It's finally starting to separate enough where it's a little easier, I think, to see the difference. And it's probably finger and a third, so it's sticking around. Kind of surprised. I didn't think it'd stick around as much. It looks like it looks. Let's get into the aroma. I guess I could keep going. You can't see through it. For the upteenth time, it looks like blood. Anyway, let's get into the aroma. There's a real nice level of sweetness to this. Yeah, and this is, I've spoken about it on the channel. I've talked to other people about it. Sometimes you take this sour ale base and you add a bunch of fruit, let alone marshmallows, but things that are going to bring some extra sugar, some extra sweetness. And then it starts kind of becoming more tart than sour. And I'm definitely in whatever. I know someone's probably thinking to themselves, can you smell things like that? But like it smells more like tart than sour. There's this nice raspberry note. The currant I kind of associate as being somewhat grapey, which if that's what I'm typically used to, I'm not getting that in this. It does smell really good, don't get me wrong. It's just very berry forward and sweet. Very like berry jam. Almost like berry. I don't know if I've ever made this before, but like fluff berry jam sandwich. Like that's very much what this smells like in beer form. Yeah, it smells really good. Like a kiss of vanilla. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Michael. That's thick. Wow. Yeah, that raspberry thing is carrying over into the taste with some blackberry. I could even see a little blueberry if I was doing this blind. Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering what the black currants have brought to other beers I've had, but I thought it was more of a grapey note. There is that tart thing for sure that I was talking about. So since I already talked about that in the aroma, that is there in the taste. But there is more of a sour character than I thought there was going to be. And yeah, weird style to use the word balanced in. But the sweetness, because of the sugars that the fruit are bringing, that marshmallow again, the base beer. So there's sweetness in this beer. That's helping to balance out some of that sourness, what has turned into what I would argue is tartness, and then the fruit bringing any sort of tartness or sourness. It's not a balanced beer, but it has more balance than maybe I would have thought initially. super thick. I mean, I mean, you can see that stuff sticking on the side. You know, like it's somewhat thinner where I took the sip from, but still, like, I mean, that is actually for breakfast today. I made a strawberry pineapple smoothie, and that's a little darker, but very similar to what the blender looked like after I poured it out. Like it's very much what it's supposed to be. Almost like an artificial bubblegum thing too. So it's a little. It's besides the conversation that I'm basically done having. Is it beer or not? No one's going to change anyone's mind at this point. So I find that uninteresting anymore to talk about. But the other question I kind of have, especially from a reviewing point of view of beers like this, besides what's in the beer, like what other tasting notes can you really get? It's a sour ale with a ton of fruit puree in it. You drink it, you get that fruit puree balancing out that sourness to some degree. So, like, yeah, it has, and again, maybe I'm not picking up the black currant as well as it could be. The other than the obvious, just to reiterate, it has way more different kinds of berries coming through than just what's in the can. So that's cool, or in the beer itself. So that's cool. There's a little bit of balance for a crazy style that shouldn't, ever really be balanced, arguably. Great color, fun drink. It was hot today. This is super refreshing. And I probably should mention the sweetness in the marshmallow form. You get, like, when you eat a marshmallow, it has that confectionery outside. There's a lot of that sitting on my palate, especially, and it's a lot easier to notice in the aftertaste when that's not fighting all of the huge flavors from the fruit and the base beer. Like, it is still lingering on my tongue, and it really feels, yeah, I mean, like, the sensation is I ate a marshmallow. Less sweet, if you could, like, somehow make that less sweet, but keep that tongue coating confectionery sugar thing on there, like, it's still there, which is crazy to me. But yeah, other than that, it's as advertised. I hope it did a good job kind of breaking down a style that's hard to really show depth in. So yeah, let me know. What do you think? Have you had this beer before? Beers like this before? And do you think they're just as advertised? Do you think you're able to kind of pick up more nuanced flavors? Or is it just more of like explaining the different degrees and intensities of all the things that are in the beer? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.